Okay, everybody, we're here at Drill Tech today. Guys, pay attention, please. We only got 15 minutes to get this done, then you can go to lunch. Safety is very important to Drill Tech. It's our #1 priority out here working. You guys are exposed to it off and on a lot of the time, so we're going to talk about hearing conservation today. Okay, about 30 million workers are exposed to hazardous noise on the job. Noise-induced hearing loss is the most common occupational hazard for American workers. Hearing loss from noise is slow and painless. You can have a disability, you don't even notice it. Noise is any unwanted sound, a byproduct of many industrial processes, machining, downhole hammers, impact guns. So here's some common noises. A 12-gauge shotgun has 165 decibels. Ringing telephone, 80 decibels. Paul hairdryer, 90 decibels. Common sounds may be louder than you think. A dripping faucet's 20 decibels. Power tools, 100 decibels. Earphones, how many have their earphones on? Yeah. How many guys go home at night, they get up in the morning and they've rested, they get in their car and they start their car and they go, God dang, that's loud. That's because you're subject to noise all day during the day and you have to turn your stereo up when you go home overnight. You get a little bit of that back and you turn it on in the morning. And it's, wow, that's where that comes from. Me, I got to turn the stereo down so I can see better driving. Here's anatomy of the ear, the outer ear. You've got these little fibers in here, these calculi, and that's what gets damaged, okay? They bend over, they close down, and they never grow back. Signs of hearing loss. Do you ask people to speak louder so you can you hear me screaming because I can't hear myself? Do you have to turn the TV or radio so loud that others complain? Because you can't hear it at all. Hearing loss, temporary hearing loss, results from short-term exposure to noise. Hearing returns when you're away from the noise, okay? So that's short-term hearing loss. Permanent hearing loss results from exposure to a moderate or high level of noise over a long period of time. Hearing loss is permanent. I came from the sawmill, we didn't wear earplugs. I have a hard time hearing, I have major hearing loss. Paul's got major hearing loss. Selection of hearing protection devices. Guys, some like them soft, some like the harder ones. There's the reusable ones, and then when you start working around store and graph, you'll get accustomed to double hearing protection. When we're in the mines using jack legs require double hearing protection. Pile driving, double hearing protection. Different types. Earmuffs, advantages, more protection at higher frequencies. So the earmuffs close off a lot more sound. It's hard to install them wrong. Right? The other earplugs, the soft ones, you can just kind of barely stick it in your ear so it's falling out, or you can get it in there properly. Hearing protection is only as good as what you install it. Foam insert earplugs, there's hard ones. Some guys like the hard ones. Some of them say they're too hard on the ears. Some of them don't like the soft ones. You got to try a few different kinds to find out which ones you like. Okay, I carry the hard ones. I think in the back of the van I've got some of the harder 3M, the yellow ones in cardboard boxes. Otherwise we have the soft fit, and we can get the reusables. Reusables, you got to clean those. Fit, use, and care. Employee must ensure proper fitting, okay? If you're just sticking it in there, not rolling it up, hand over the top of the head, inserting it, you're just sticking it in there, you're not doing yourself any good. If you're gonna wear hearing protection, you need to wear it properly. If you don't know how to, look at the package. The package will tell you how to properly wear it. Hearing protection devices must be cleaned and stored according to the manufacturers. That's why we use a lot of the disposables, right? Our hands are always greasy and grimy when we want to get those things in the morning and leave them in there if we can. Audiometric testing. We do a lot of audiometric testing at the mines when we hire somebody on, so we have a baseline of what their audiometric is, and then we'll do it annually, see where we're at, see if they're staying the same or if they're getting worse. If they're getting worse, we need to change something, we need to get them protected better. The employer must pay for the required audiogram, so that's it on the employer. We will pay for that. We'll obtain a baseline, we'll identify occupational hearing loss, and we'll identify the standard threshold. 85 decibels. If it gets over 85 decibels, you must have hearing protection. If it gets over 100 decibels, you must have double hearing protection. So right now at the refinery store and graph, we have a fall zone red barricade tape. We go back with our meter until we get less than 100, put up more tape. Anywhere inside that tape, you got to have double hearing protection. Anywhere in the refinery, you got to have hearing protection, period. To be inside the refinery. Copy of that, total hearing conservation, noise exposure assessment, regular measurement of personal hearing, reduction of noise exposure, tuned personal hearing protection, and hearing education. So here we're educating on hearing. We check, I take my phone, I've got a noise meter on my phone. We check decibel levels every once in a while around here and make sure we're wearing our hearing protection. Any questions on hearing conservation? Anything else anybody wants to throw out there? Who's buying lunch? All right, guys, let's have a good lunch. Thank you.